Alright, good morning. This is Francisco here with another lesson for our health. Because there's a lot of instances where we believe one thing when actuality is entirely wrong. And I know sometimes you say, well, my friend, this white dude, he does this all the time and it works for him. Man, how much times I keep telling you, like, we're the same people. No, we have different biochemistries. And so this is for our biochemistry. The videos I'm doing is based on our biochemistry. And you can go into these videos yourself. But I'm showcasing them so you know they're there. And I've seen at least 100 of these videos, maybe 50, but you know what I mean. Alright, let's get into it.
Other people even hires anybody until they ran out of family members.
Understand? Can I put donate on the back of my...
What? Are you giving away organs? To who? And what are they going to do once they get your organ for free? You want to be a good Samaritan? All right, fine. Let's do contract law. Right on the back of yours, I will donate my organs to anyone who needs them. However, if any profit is generated off my organs, I'm going to need 95% of that to go. Because none of your organs that's donated don't generate cash. Every single bit of you generates cash. Right? So we're in an economic situation. I need to have some of that. Right? Okay. Maybe no. Everybody here? No. Nobody here needs one? Two. Women here don't need money. I got it. Y'all women here, I got it. Men here. Let me say why I deal with money as the issue. Because everything else is debatable. So I can say as a Christian, blah, 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 blah. I can say as a Muslim, blah, 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 blah. I can say, 5% God, God, we don't. No. All that's debatable. What's not debatable is that if you sell my property, I'm supposed to get some of that money. If you do something with my property, I'm supposed to give you permission. Those are basic tenets. Basic life. Alright? So, this is you. Let's get deeper into you. This is the biology that you have that makes you special. Right? This is the biology you have that makes you special. This is why we do not have access to the pyramids. This is why we don't have access to the pyramids. Europeans don't quite know what to do with them. Every other record of your biology and what you're supposed to be doing with it, they can separate you from. Them big stones, they can't just move them. Alright? They can't just move them. So they can rope them off and keep you out of there with guns until you get a little bit more serious. Right? Because when we get more serious, we start wanting to claim stuff. Like that's my problem with Moors, if y'all know. We talk about nationality and birthright, blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, dude, let's get going. Let's put some paperwork out. Okay, if somebody built the pyramids, right? And someone did build the pyramids, no? What's the proof that someone built them? Boom! Boom! Let's get some blood tests going, because that's prime real estate. Let's get some blood tests going. Who owns that? Someone owns that. Someone walking around looking like me and you is an heir to Giza. Why aren't we working on that? Not realistic. Waste of our time. Everything comes out of here. Look, this is a small section. This is just one picture. And from this picture right here, Just this one scene, Europeans were able to make your radios, walkie-talkies, cell phones, the camera, the laptop, the projector, your TV set, your flat screen, your plasma screen, your monitor, all of those things off of this, because this is where they get the cathode ray. This is the tube that's inside your TV. All you gotta do, if you got a box TV at home, a old one, break it open. You're going to see this guy staring right back at you. It's inside that camera. This is what's in there. That's why Frances Cress Welsing was always my hero, because she debated William Shockley and won. William Shockley is a European that got a Nobel Peace Prize for coming over here, interpreting our stuff, and coming up with the semiconductors, etc., that power all these systems. Alright, that powers all these systems. But right here, this is it. Your electron vacuum tube. Your cathode ray. Right here. One picture. Right? One picture. They look at this picture, they made trillions of dollars worth of resources. We send our scholars in there, they look at this and they say, oh yeah, we came up with the Bible before the white folks had it. Okay. Is that valuable to me? Where's the value in that? I don't need that. I'm good on that. I need our folks to be looking at our ancestors' information and converting this into usable, powerful resources. All of the new medicine is coming out is going to be based on this. Because they're still building just from this one picture. They didn't stop with the computers and all that. The infrared, right? The blue light they put the babies under for the bilirubin. Right here. That's because they understand something about your bilirubin, your bile, and your cholesterol that you don't. That is an electric fluid. An electric fluid. Do not believe man when he put himself in competition with God. It don't matter who your God is. Every single cell in your body produces cholesterol, naturally by itself. In fact, the membrane of those cells is made out of cholesterol. Why would your body not need it? Right? But this same hit, this same breakdown, this same science is encoded in yours. Alright? So when you look at your bones, that is a cathode. Alright? Whether it's calcium or strontium. What is strontium? Strontium is a stronger mineral than calcium.
Strontium, right there.
So strontium.
So that's the difference between melanated people and white people. Or let's just not even say the differences. Let's just say as a person, as a man. Someone who looks like me and someone who doesn't look like me. You have bones. And our whole lives, but I don't care if you're 30, you're 60, your whole life you've been told calcium. Get your calcium. You need your calcium. And they even pulled a hoodie over your ass and gave it to you through milk in a synthetic form that does nothing for you. But did you ever hear about strontium? Have you ever heard about strontium? No, because strontium is the vitamin you need to perform at your best. To be the best you need strontium. Hence, strong strontium.
It's something that we should all be on outside of calcium. Like, we shouldn't be taking calcium. We should all be on strontium supplements. We should all be eating plants and herbs high in strontium. Strontium does exactly the same thing as calcium. Only thing is it'll make your bones 10 times more dense. Alright? And this is what we were on.
See, this is why in ancient times, when they take these bones out, they go, good Lord, look how strong these bones are. They are much more stronger than the bones of the people today, of the modern people. It's because we eat shit and we don't get any strontium. They ate high quantities of strontium. They had no genetically mutated plants. They ate all God's plants, all of it. Electrified plants.
This is what we were on quite some time ago. Alright? That's what we were on, strontium. See, there's a lot more minerals than we've been commonly even told. Because of the biology differences, everybody doesn't need everything. So now everything doesn't even need to be discussed. Like selenium, the most important missing mineral from your diet. Europeans do not have the same requirement as you do. So it's not a problem for them if it's not in the soil. It's not a problem for them, only you. Alright? Your skin, copper. And your blood, copper. This is your semiconductor. And of course, we have our high voltage energy source in the sky. Right? This is what makes you something to be feared. Alright? We heard about this, gamma rays, right? Incredible Hulk. Gamma rays. This is serious. See, this is what we're working on. Black eugenesis. We're studying this because Europeans spend $1 trillion a year studying your biology. $1 trillion a year on your biology. Europeans.
This is why I keep trying to tell everybody, like, yeah, these people spend billions of dollars, as you can hear, trillion, studying your brain, studying your genetics, so they know how you think. They know what information to put out to get to you. They know what foods to kill you. They know everything. And we're over here sitting like, it's your best friend. Like, ain't nothing going on. Everything is all G.
Let's get that. We get that. That's a big part of this. $1 trillion a year studying your biology. How many of y'all invited somebody to come with you today? How hard was it to get them here? Did you offer it to them for free? Exactly. Europeans spend $1 trillion a year studying you. You can't get a nigga here for free. That's a problem. That's a problem. We are going nowhere. We're going nowhere if we don't even know who we are. We don't even know that the whole idea of food is even wrong for us. We look at food as a thing to do, like an entertainment or like an activity. It's just food. It's just supposed to be fuel. It's just supposed to be fuel so that you can do the things that you need to do, that you're supposed to be doing. It's not supposed to be something that you sit down and enjoy and it actually cripples you and kills you. Like it's just supposed to be a fuel source. Like deers are not like, man, baby, are we gonna get the steak tonight? Or like they're not doing it. Deers are gonna have a little leaves. They got energy. They don't. Lions are not. Damn, man, we kept eating these little raccoons. No. We're going to eat, we're going to get full, and we're going to do our business. We're lost because we don't even really know what we're here for, most of us. A lot of people don't know the human purpose of life because we're confused. It's just supposed to be a fuel source. Like, deers are not like, damn, baby, are we going to get the steak tonight? Or like, they're not doing it. Deers are going to have a little leaves. They got energy. They don't. Lions are not. Damn, man, we kept eating these little raccoons. No. We're going to eat. We're going to get full. And we're going to do our business. We're lost because we don't even really know what we're here for, most of us. A lot of people don't know the human purpose of life because we're confused. We're mixing up stuff with white folks. White folks don't have a purpose in life. Purpose is chaos. Cannot have a purpose if you're outside biology, right? And if the sun and the water and the air kills you, then you're outside biology, and that's not a stinky problem. That's a you and the big man upstairs problem. Work it out. Okay. Look, X-rays and gamma rays come from atoms, the same atoms that you're made of. This is a problem. This is why when certain people get out in the sunlight, they have cancer. They can't have a purpose if you're outside biology, right? If the sun and the water and the air kills you, then you're outside biology, and that's not even a stinky problem. That's a you and the big man upstairs problem. Work it out.
Work it out.
Look, X-rays and gamma rays come from atoms, the same atoms that you're made of.
Because they ain't going to give you this
is why when certain
information.
people get out in the sunlight, they have cancer. They cannot take the energy coursing through their body. They don't have the biology. Electrons emit X-rays. This is why, if you know anybody that's into X-rays that works in the hospital, they'll tell you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, when a European gets an X-ray, it's at one setting. If that person gets up and a black person sits down, they have to put it at a much, much higher setting. Because the bone density is different. Our bone density is way different. Okay? Because our bodies are electrical. We conduct electricity. We can absorb these. They can't. Everything is bouncing off. Alright? Nuclei emit gamma rays. Nuclei in the center of the atoms. Same ones that make you up. A vacuum tube, which is used for all modern technology, can emit all form of radiation. Why? Because the vacuum tube pulls out desired radiations. That is you. This is another reason why every time we go to the doctor, we're getting punctured. Unnecessarily. Punctured. What do I mean? Punctured. Holes in your body. Your body has tons of different pressures. Tons of different pressures that must all stay accurate. The moment I get a needle, my pressure's off now because you punctured me somewhere. And most needles we don't need, especially injecting something in. Anything you drop right under the tongue goes straight to the bloodstream. Why do I need a needle for it? Today's technology, you could just discern almost anything from my saliva. If I smoke weed 9 months ago, I won't get a job at UPS. Why do you need blood to see what's going on with me? Common sense. How can a job do a drug test where they can find anything that's been in your system for the last 3-4 years, but the doctor, who's supposed to have his hands on the top of medical technology, he has to get pure blood or he can't see anything? Scratch a lie, find a date. Don't sound right to you, it's probably not. Alright? Now this is important. Alright? Because we're going to get, if we got enough time.
Alright, you guys gotta hear that, because I know you love your doctors and shit, but they ain't there for you, man. They're always doing some conniving ass shit, and the reason we don't see it is because we fucking trust them and love them. Always. I try to tell them, give me the vaccine papers. They give me some fucking printed up sheet that they give everybody. I told them it's illegal. You have to give me the vaccinated papers that come in with the vaccine. Every vaccine comes in with the sheet, with the data sheet. You have to give it to me if you ask for it. They're all pissed off. Oh, every time I come in, you want to give your kids a vaccine? What part of vaccine damage to my daughter do you understand? Do you not understand? Like, they're not there for your best interest. You gotta watch if it doesn't sound right. Don't go along with it. I know you think they're smarter than you are. Well, it might be. But you have to be a little smarter than you are right now.
Now we're going to get deep into this. Alright? Black. Alright? Black is a process. It is not a color. Alright? That's right. It's not a color. Anybody can Google search that. Alright? So when your ancestors named the country Sudan, alright, when they called themselves Kemites, all of these things, they weren't saying that they were a color. They weren't naming themselves after a color. Alright? They were telling you that there's a process that the cosmos does when it's bringing things into harmony. Your body's capable of that. Grand opening, grand closing. Your body is a blending apparatus for the different aspects of the electromagnetic spectrum. We can do that. Okay? Everybody cannot. Alright? 1/137. This number is incorporated into the structures of Giza. Why?
You hear these numbers. Numbers
because
is key.
This is called the fine structure constant.
Just like 432 was saying, and his somatics and all of these different mathematical the equations, how sound equates 9, and all of these different hexagon shapes, all of these different mathematical practices. Everything has math. Everything was created by the creator, has a mathematical property to it. There's some kind of formula. Look.
This is how electromagnetic coupling happens. Make it simple, blending the various parts of the electromagnetic spectrum together. Period. That is the number used. That is the number used. Alright? Why did we skip that? Come back to it. Okay? That is the number used. Alright? These guys right here. Very important. These balls right here. Anybody? Somebody who's been watching the videos so far. Come on. That's the first thing I hear from people when I meet them. Hey brother, what's going on? I've been watching your videos for a while. Prove it. Prove it. What are you talking about right here? Look at these guys. His stones. His tones. His stones. Right?
Alright. So, him and Red Pill's brother, they came up with a formula that increases your telomeres and fix your histones in order to increase your lifespan and your quality of life. So you gotta get that too. I think it's I don't know, I'll try and find the link and I'll put it inside the videos. But it's a cool video. Even the trailer for the medicine is pretty dope.
This guy, H1 histone, very important, right? Our ancestors taught us this information right here. We taught this. And sometimes we get very arrogant and we look silly at the same time. And I'm going to tell you why. We see this, and this looks very scientific. It's very scientific. And somewhere in our minds, we're so entrenched with our Stockholm syndrome and love for white folks that we forget that no matter how scientific this looks, no one's built pyramids yet. Right? No one's built pyramids yet. So, however scientific this looks, the minds that built the pyramids will look at this like child's play. So, the question you have to say to yourself is, if our ancestors knew this information, why did they leave it if we needed it? And the answer will be, they did. They didn't write like this. They didn't use these letters. They didn't use this terminology. They didn't have this type of perspective. They didn't have this type of mind. But they left us this information. Alright? So, what do histones do? Anybody epigenetics? Anybody's heard of epigenetics?
They send the messages to the DNA.
It sends the messages to the DNA. But epigenetics, you know about that? Epigenetics. Epigenetics is a new science. Basically what it says is that old school thinking was you inherit your traits and your genes from your parents and you're pretty much locked in. There's nothing new coming into you, period. New science says something.
Okay, so this is what I've been trying to tell you guys, that they lie to you and they get you in the hospital and they're like, what did your mother or them have, so we can find out how to best treat you. It's full of shit. They're fucking full of shit. Listen to this.
Anybody epigenetics? Anybody's heard of epigenetics?
They send the messages
Epigenetics.
It sends the messages to the DNA.
Epi or epi?
But epigenetics.
Epi.
You know about it? Epigenetics. Epigenetics is a new science. Basically what it says is that old school thinking was you inherit your traits and your genes from your parents and you're pretty much locked in. There's nothing new coming into you, period. New science says something that happens to me, I can pass on to my children, next generation. Why? Because my DNA is always recording what's going on a regular basis. And that means that the DNA is not the star of the show that we thought it was. Period. The DNA is just a worker, highly paid worker, much higher up the food chain, but still a worker. This is the boss, H1. All right, and no relation to swine flu. I know H1N1 gets there.